Welcome to our college briefing show. Today, we're diving into a gripping story from Florida where a black student, William McNeil Jr., captured a brutal police arrest on video. His footage revealed officers smashing his car window and punching him, injuries that led to an internal investigation and renewed calls for citizens to record police encounters for accountability. This incident underscores the power of video evidence in exposing misconduct and protecting civil rights. Next up, a significant legal victory in the U.S. A federal appeals court has upheld a temporary ban on racially targeted immigration stops in Southern California, emphasizing that race and language alone cannot justify detention. This ruling is a win for immigrant rights advocates fighting against profiling tactics, and it highlights ongoing tensions over immigration enforcement practices that threaten fairness and equality. Finally, in Thailand, thousands gathered at Victory Monument demanding the resignation of the suspended Prime Minister, Paetongtarn Shinawatra. The protests follow deadly clashes with Cambodia over border disputes, with citizens criticizing her family's alleged role in escalating tensions. The unrest reflects deep political divides and the influence of the military in Thailand's governance, showing how regional conflicts can stir domestic protests. Please continue to watch for more detailed stories and updates. The Toronto Star vividly depicts the power of technology in exposing police brutality through the story of William McNeil Jr., a black college student whose inside car camera captured the brutal assault by Florida officers. McNeil's foresight to record the encounter revealed punches and excessive force that police body cameras failed to clearly document, shedding light on a racially motivated incident that left him traumatized with injuries. Civil rights advocates emphasize that such recordings are crucial for justice, providing an unaltered perspective that can counteract potentially biased police reports, much like the impactful footage of George Floyd's death. Experts agree that mounting cameras inside vehicles offers a vital vantage point, safeguarding citizens against false claims and ensuring that the reality of police encounters is accurately preserved, especially in an era where video evidence can decisively influence investigations and public perception. The Globe and Mail reports on a significant legal victory for immigrant rights, as a U.S. appeals court upheld a temporary restraining order blocking the Trump administration's aggressive immigration enforcement tactics in Southern California. The court's decision was rooted in the recognition that targeting individuals based on race, ethnicity, or language, such as Spanish speakers or those seen at certain locations, violates constitutional protections against racial profiling. Lawyers and advocates argue that the order prevents the government from indiscriminately stopping and arresting people without reasonable suspicion, a practice that disproportionately affects Latino communities. The case underscores the ongoing tension between law enforcement efforts and constitutional rights, with the Los Angeles mayor praising the ruling as a victory for the rule of law amid widespread concerns over racial profiling and civil liberties in immigration enforcement. The Globe and Mail also highlights the tense political landscape in Thailand, where protests erupted demanding the resignation of the court-suspended Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra amid a deadly border conflict with Cambodia. Thousands gathered at Bangkok's Victory Monument, expressing outrage over the escalation of a long-standing territorial dispute that has resulted in numerous casualties and mass displacement. Protesters, many from conservative and royalist factions, accuse Paetongtarn and her family of mishandling the situation and allowing tensions to worsen due to political alliances with Cambodia's former Prime Minister, Hun Sen. The demonstrations reflect deep-rooted political divisions, with the military's influence and history of coups shaping the country's unstable governance. The protests serve as a stark reminder of how border conflicts and political rivalries can ignite national unrest, fueled by historical grievances and the powerful role of Thailand's military in shaping its political destiny. The Sydney Morning Herald reports a disturbing incident involving Justice Alan Bolton, a Melbourne legal academic and former senior deputy president of the Fair Work Commission. Bolton has been charged with possessing child abuse material after allegedly displaying such content during a university lecture in Melbourne. The university swiftly suspended him and cooperated with police investigations, emphasizing the importance of community safety. Bolton, a distinguished figure with a history of service in labor law and international efforts, now faces court proceedings, highlighting a grave breach of trust and the ongoing challenge of safeguarding educational environments from such heinous misconduct. The Sydney Morning Herald also details the story of Tianjing Day Dang, a talented young artist from Brisbane who faced a devastating setback when new U.S. visa policies requiring social media checks led to his application being rejected. Despite having an impressive portfolio and being accepted into the prestigious Rhode Island School of Design, Dang was caught in the recent tightening of U.S. immigration controls, which have been influenced by political tensions with China. His experience underscores how evolving international policies and security concerns are complicating the dreams of talented students worldwide, transforming personal ambitions into reflections of broader geopolitical conflicts. Dang now awaits a final decision, but his story inspires a deeper reflection on the intersection of art, identity, and global diplomacy. South China Morning Post highlights China's innovative strides in electronic warfare technology, revealing the development of a Storm I, a zone of electromagnetic comm created by coordinated drone platforms. This breakthrough allows Chinese forces to jam enemy communications while protecting their own, representing a significant evolution from traditional jamming methods. The technology relies on ultra-precise synchronization and adaptive algorithms to generate null zones where interference cancels out at targeted locations, enhancing battlefield resilience. Such advancements, showcased through simulations and recent military displays, demonstrate China's push toward sophisticated, high-precision electronic warfare capabilities, which could redefine modern combat by enabling sustained electronic dominance and complicating adversaries' efforts to operate in contested regions like the Taiwan Strait. The Australian Broadcasting Corporation highlighted the fascinating phenomenon of Japan's grandmother-for-hire services, where older women like 69-year-old Teiko Kaji perform tasks ranging from cooking to offering heartfelt life advice. This innovative service, launched by a women-only company called Client Partners, aims to provide emotional support and maternal warmth to clients who may lack such connections, often due to societal issues like gender inequality and aging. These women, many over 60, find renewed purpose and income in roles that celebrate their life experience, challenging traditional views of aging and employment, especially in a society where women's workforce participation has historically been limited. Experts note that such initiatives not only empower these women but also address broader societal challenges, including pension disparities and gender gaps, fostering a more inclusive and supportive community. Meanwhile, the Australian Broadcasting Corporation introduced George Rozzi, a remarkable figure who recently entered Tasmania's political scene as the MP for Base despite a modest electoral support of just 3.5%. Rozzi, a Syrian-born geriatrician and community volunteer, exemplifies a life dedicated to service, balancing careers in medicine and local governance while actively engaging in music and dance. His unexpected victory underscores the community's appreciation for his dedication, and his independent stance reflects a desire for pragmatic, community-focused governance. Rozzi's election could mark a historic first for a professor in Tasmania's parliament, and his willingness to support any party that promotes stability signals a pragmatic approach to politics, emphasizing unity and positive change over partisan allegiance. The South China Morning Post reported on Meta's strategic shift in AI development amid China's rapid progress in open-source models. Once a champion of open-source AI, Meta now adopts a more cautious stance, citing security concerns as Chinese firms like Alibaba and Zhipu AI surge ahead with cutting-edge, open-source models that are challenging U.S. dominance. Chinese companies are engaging in fierce, Darwinian competition to develop foundational models, often releasing innovative tools like Alibaba's 1.2 video generator and Zhipu's GLM 4.5, which have garnered global recognition. Experts observe that China's transparent, competitive ecosystem accelerates AI breakthroughs, whereas U.S. firms like Meta are retreating from open-source initiatives, focusing instead on safeguarding their advancements and developing personal superintelligence. This shift underscores the geopolitical and strategic implications of AI innovation, with China poised to potentially surpass the U.S. in this critical technological frontier. The BBC reports the intriguing story of Winston Churchill's dead platypus, a creature that became a secret diplomatic symbol during World War II. In 1943, Australia clandestinely shipped a rare young platypus to Churchill, hoping that possessing such an exotic animal would strengthen their alliance amidst the Pacific conflict. Tragically, the platypus died en route, possibly due to high temperatures, as recent research suggests, and its death was kept under wraps to prevent diplomatic fallout. For decades, the true cause of Winston's demise remained a mystery, shrouded in wartime secrecy and speculation. It wasn't until now that historians and scientists, delving into archives and personal records, uncovered evidence indicating the platypus likely succumbed to the extreme heat during its journey, debunking the earlier submarine shell shock theory and revealing the harsh realities of wartime animal diplomacy. CNN details the recent investigation into Jack Smith, the former special counsel who led historic probes into Donald Trump's handling of classified documents and election interference. After resigning from the Justice Department, Smith became the focus of a new inquiry by the Office of Special Counsel, which is examining whether he violated the Hatch Act, a law that restricts federal employees from engaging in partisan political activities. This probe arises amid heightened political tensions, with Trump and allies accusing Smith of politicizing his investigations, and critics questioning the independence of the OSC under the influence of Trump appointees. Despite Smith's departure from government service, the investigation raises concerns about the politicization of federal oversight agencies and the potential for partisan bias in high-stakes legal proceedings, casting a shadow over the integrity of recent efforts to hold political figures accountable. The BBC also explores the impact of recent U.S. tariffs on South Korea's booming K-beauty industry, highlighting how trade tensions are reshaping consumer behavior and industry dynamics. President Trump's 15% import tax on South Korean cosmetics, although less severe than initially threatened, has prompted retailers to stockpile products and anticipate future price hikes. Despite these challenges, the global allure of K-beauty endures, with fans like Pearl Mac willing to pay more for their favorite skincare items. Larger Korean brands, with higher profit margins, are better equipped to absorb the costs, while smaller firms face increased financial strain. The story underscores how geopolitical decisions ripple through consumer markets, influencing prices and purchasing habits, yet the cultural appeal of South Korean beauty products remains resilient, proof of the industry's deep-rooted popularity and the enduring influence of Korean culture worldwide. Australian Broadcasting Corporation reports on Perth's ongoing battle against the invasive polyphagous shothole borer beetle, which threatens native and exotic trees by producing a deadly fungus. Researchers, funded by the WA government, are exploring innovative solutions like chemical injections and nematodes to combat the pest. Meanwhile, efforts extend to advanced remote mapping with ArborCam technology to identify vulnerable trees and predictive modeling to understand the beetle's rapid population growth, potentially escalating from a single beetle to 1 million within a year, thanks to its high reproductive rate and adaptability to Perth's climate. These scientific endeavors aim to develop effective management tools, as the city grapples with the ecological and economic impacts of its dying greenery. South China Morning Post highlights Hong Kong's debate over extending its baby bonus scheme to attract talent under various immigration schemes, amidst declining birth rates. Despite distributing nearly $1 billion Hong Kong dollars in incentives, critics question whether the modest cash allowance significantly influences family planning decisions. Lawmakers and experts emphasize that additional measures, such as priority housing, tax benefits, and extended maternity leave, are necessary to genuinely boost the birth rate. Notably, many admitted professionals, mostly from mainland China, express concern about being excluded from the scheme, which could hinder their motivation to have children locally. The discussion underscores the challenge of balancing fiscal constraints with effective policies to address demographic decline. The Sydney Morning Herald shares touching stories about volunteer photographers like Kylie Kittlety, who dedicates her time to capturing families facing the heartbreaking loss of newborns through a compassionate initiative called Heartfelt. These photographs serve as vital mementos, humanizing the tragedy and offering solace to grieving parents. Photographers, motivated by personal loss and empathy, provide this service free of charge, often forming deep emotional bonds with families. Their work, supported by donations, helps preserve the memory of children lost too soon, and highlights the profound impact of kindness and empathy during life's most vulnerable moments. These stories reveal how small acts of compassion can bring comfort and dignity to families enduring unimaginable grief. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.